I gave you 10 years to live your life. Now you see me rise. And where did that get you? You walked in my shadow. I trained you. So the most dangerous people in the world couldn't kill you. Son, it's time for you to take your place by my side. You better watch out, 'cause it's my time. That's not going to happen. It's a new era, you said, come alive. You can't outrun who you really are.
Who are you?
Bugger.
Hold on, everybody! We make a good team.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, I don't think you need to be a Marvel or an MCU fan to watch this trailer and get hyped for this film. It looks incredible. However, I think even some of the diehard MCU fans may have watched this trailer and not known who any of these characters are or how to place this story in context of where we're at already in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Don't worry, if that's you, I totally empathize. We're going to break down the entirety of this trailer, when certain scenes are set, both flashbacks and current day, who all these characters are, both good and bad, and seeming changes for not only the 10 Rings of Power, but the original origin for the Mandarin in the comics. They're conflating two different villains, as they often do in the MCU. We're going to break it all down, including Easter eggs for huge characters like Fin Fang Foom, and maybe even Iron Fist, and go scene by scene, frame by frame, and explain what's happening in the trailer for Marvel's Shang-Chi. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're still giving away a PlayStation 5 now at 900,000 subscribers. We just announced the 800K winner a couple of weeks ago. We're also giving away Disney Plus subscriptions every Friday while the shows are live. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit that subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. And if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So this morning, alongside the trailer, and as Disney often does, they released an official press release that had a synopsis included. Let's start right there. Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings stars Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, who must confront the past he thought he left behind when he's drawn into the web of the mysterious Ten Rings organization. The film also stars Tony Leung as Wenwu, so let's take that information right into the beginning of the trailer. It's Wenwu, Shang-Chi's father's voice, we hear when he says, "I gave you 10 years to live your life, and where did that get you?" You see Simu Liu here putting his hand up on that post. That's where he used to train as a kid. Here he is now training as an adult, and as the words "where did that get you" ring, you see that he's living in a garage, and when this BMW pulls up, it's a little misdirection. He's actually the valet, and obviously that's not living up to the grandeur of being the right-hand man in the Ten Rings organization, but he does look happy. They're showing his friends. Now he's getting whipped here as a kid by the villain Death Dealer. You see Wenwu, his father, standing behind him. Obviously, his father has different plans for him to take his side in the Ten Rings organization. Shang-Chi's just left all that behind for a normal and happy life, but they do something very interesting with the trailer here to let you know he hasn't quite left it behind. They show you current shots of him looking like what might be waking up from a bad dream, PTSD style, and then the flashbacks of him getting caned as a kid and hardened with Wenwu, then his father, watching on. We then get a couple of shots. You get Death Dealer, a first look at Razor Fist, the villain that we'll see later in this trailer, who obviously will live up to that name. And I'd like to mention that the look of that cage you have Razor Fist entering is the same cage we see Shang-Chi possibly fighting his sister later in this trailer. That sort of supports all of the rumors we had about this being perhaps a tournament film at some point. Now, there are some really interesting scenes here that we have to break down one by one. This is a flashback scene that we'll see more in full later, a huge ancient battle that would have taken place a long time ago. If you're wondering how Wenwu, the character here in the foreground, who's wearing these new stylized rings of power that we'll also get to, is all the way in an ancient battle but also in current times, it's because that's one of the original Mandarin characteristics. He's a very, very old character. That leads to how he got the rings of power in the first place, which we'll talk about a little bit later in this breakdown. We'll also talk about that fight when we get to it. Now, the next scene is the water bursting through these paintings, and I want to point out that when we get a quick shot of this painting at first, it is literally on the screen for one frame. There are 30 frames a second, which means for 1/30th of a second we get this frame before water distorts it, and you can see here in the foreground what looks like an enormous serpent dragon. Now, spoiler warning, we know that this character is called the Protector in some of the toy leaks that we've got, and is most likely the Easter egg for the dragon known as Fin Fang Foom. However, he's not really a dragon, he's an alien, and that alien race is the one that crashed to Earth with the original 10 rings of power that Mandarin took for himself. So when we see these flashback scenes of this ancient battle, I believe that's Wenwu conquering everybody in ancient times, and I've seen some people say that they think that's Shang-Chi in the foreground, or that might be current times, but I'm pretty sure that's a flashback because of the presence of Fu dogs, also known as Kamenu or Shishi. They're intimidating but mythical lion-like creatures, and they've been seen in a breadth of art forms and, of course, Chinese restaurants. However, the presence of a mythical creature really makes me feel like, again, that's a younger Wenwu after he's gotten the 10 rings of power from the crashed alien race, and that those are set sometime in the MCU during one of the wars during the dynasties in ancient Chinese times. Now, we get a ton of really important scenes one by one. Let's break them down, even though they're all very quick. The first of which is Simu Liu fighting again in what looks like a cage style structure, maybe even a tournament. We then get our first look at Razor Fist. As I mentioned, he would live up to the name and his comic book origin. We then see Shang-Chi in his current garb fighting against his father. We then see an Easter egg for, of course, Iron Fist, but I do not expect Iron Fist to make an appearance in this film, mostly because of the reason that when they were writing the script originally for this, it would have been long before legally the rights for the Iron Fist character would have bounced back from Netflix, so the chances of him showing up, very slim, but it doesn't mean we can't get an Easter egg. We then get what looks like some more flashbacks, some horseback riding. Again, this looks like Ancient Dynasty. Then you get more Simu Liu on the bus showing off his kung fu moves, prompting the question, who are you? Answering it with the title card, Shang-Chi. That's just good trailer editing altogether. There's so much involved in this trailer that already this film looks amazing. And as I said, if you're just a fan of the kung fu genre in general, we haven't had anything like this in the MCU at all. I will mention that the music and the feel and vibe of the trailer definitely gave me some flashbacks to how awesome introducing Wakanda and the character of Black Panther was. I cannot wait for this film. I've said for quite a while here at the channel, this is my most highly anticipated project for Marvel, mostly because no one knows what to expect from this franchise or this character. It's really brand new ground and a breath of fresh air for the MCU. But I also like they gave you a reprisal here right at the end to show you the kind of action that they're pulling off. Also rip all of these nice expensive cars. You see an i8, a Porsche 944. I don't know what it is with Marvel killing these cars the way they do. They wrecked like 9 Huracans in Doctor Strange, but if these hills look familiar, this is because they're shooting this in San Francisco, the exact same place that they shot all of those scenes for Ant-Man 2, and you're going to start to see a lot of this as they've shot many things in Atlanta. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is almost impossible to watch if you live in Atlanta like I do without seeing a place that you recognize every single episode. But guys, let me know down in the comments how hype you are for this film after seeing this trailer, all your thoughts and reaction to it, and any questions you've got about what's to come. We're going to continue to cover Shang-Chi leading up to the film's release this September. Let me know all your thoughts down below, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 now at 900,000 subscribers. We just announced the 800K winner a couple of weeks ago. We're also giving away Disney Plus subscriptions every Friday while the shows are live. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit that sub button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content is to hit the notification bell with notifications turned on. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me over on Instagram and Twitter under IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, and all other platforms you find original music under the name Allfires. Thanks so much for checking out the channel, guys, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.